Hello class, how are you all? I think everybody are fine. Okay, let us study one more interesting topic of science, that is reproduction in case of animals. In your previous class, that is 7th standard, we have studied about the reproduction in case of plants. So here also there are two types in case of reproduction in case of animals, that is sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. So let us go through the lesson. We all know that there are different processes going on inside our body. It may be digestion or circulation or respiration or excretion. So these processes are essential for the survival of every individual. It is very much important for these processes to go on every day. We have learnt about reproduction in case of plants, and those are of two types, that is sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction seen in plants. So reproduction is essential for the continuation of species. It is very much important for the continuation of generation of a particular species. Reproduction is very important as it ensures the continuation of similar kinds of individual generation after generation. So same kind of individual will be born to the parent. So it is very much necessary for the continuation of similar kinds of individual through the generations. So which are the types of reproduction? Which are the modes of reproduction in case of animals? You might have seen the younger ones of different varieties of animals. No children, you may have dog at home. You may have seen the baby of the dog, that is the puppy. So you might have seen small kitten at your house. So all these are the young ones of different animals. So here column is given for you to fill the young ones of different animals. You can fill it in the textbook itself. Do you think these young ones looked the same before they were born? So let us find out. As I said, there are two modes of reproduction in case of animals. They are asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Let us study about sexual reproduction now. What do you mean by sexual reproduction? We have studied about sexual reproduction in case of plants, and reproduction that takes place sexually will have male and female reproductive parts also in case of plants. So which are the reproductive parts of plants? Which are the male and female reproductive parts of plants? Yes. Stamens are the male reproductive part of plants and pistils are the female reproductive part of plants. Likewise, in animals also, males and females have different reproductive parts, or we say organs, reproductive organs. The reproductive parts in animals also produce gametes. So these gametes will fuse together in order to form zygote. When gametes from male and female fuse together, it forms a zygote. So the zygote will develop into a new individual. This type of reproduction begins with the fusion of male and female gametes. That mode of reproduction is known as sexual reproduction. What is sexual reproduction? The fusion of male and female gametes is known as sexual reproduction. So the fusion of male and female gametes forms zygote, and the zygote develops into a new individual. Now let us study the reproductive organs in case of human beings. So we have to study about male reproductive organs. The male reproductive organs include a pair of testes. There will be two testes and two sperm ducts and a pair of penis. The testes will produce male gametes called the sperms. Millions of sperms will be produced by this testes. So each sperm will look like this as seen in the picture. It will have a head, middle piece and a tail. So do you think it is a single cell? Of course it is a single cell with the different divisions like head, middle piece and the tail. Let us study about female reproductive organs. The female reproductive organs have a pair of ovaries. See, one ovary is here and one more is here, and oviducts is connected to the ovaries. It is also known as fallopian tube. Oviducts or the fallopian tube is connected to the ovary, and fallopian tube ends up in uterus. So the ovary produces female gametes called the ova or egg. In human beings, a single matured egg is released into the oviduct by one of the ovaries every month. So each month from one ovary, egg will be released into the oviduct or the fallopian tube. Uterus is the part where the development of baby take place. So like the sperm, even the egg is a single cell. Now we know that in case of male reproductive organs, there are different parts like penis, testis and sperm duct. Likewise, in case of female reproductive organ also, there is different part like uterus, ovary and oviduct. So the male reproductive organs will release the gamete called the sperms, whereas the female reproductive organs will release the gamete called the ova. So let us study about fertilization. The first step in the process of reproduction is the fusion of sperm and an ova. When the fusion of sperm and ova take place, when they come together, when the sperm comes in contact with an egg or when they come close to each other, the sperms will fuse with the egg. So such fusion of the egg and the sperm is called the fertilization. The fusion between the contact between the egg and the sperm is called the fertilization. So what will happen during fertilization? The nuclei of the sperm and the egg will fuse together. They mix up together to form one single nucleus, and that results in the formation of a fertilized egg, or we call it as zygote. Understood? So when the sperm and the egg come in contact with each other, the nucleus of the egg as well as the sperm will mix up together to form a single nucleus. So that results in the fertilized egg or zygote formation. Excuse me. So can you see the zygote formation here? Can you see both the nucleus are mixing up together? Yes, here it mixes up together to form a single nucleus, and now this is known as the zygote. In case of fertilization, the egg cell from the mother and the sperm cell from the father will fertilize together. So the new individuals inherited the characters both from mother as well as from the father. So if you look at yourself, or if you see to your brother or sister, they resemble or you resemble your parent, isn't it, children? You may be like your father or you may be like your mother, or some of the characters like it may be the color maybe like your mother, or you may have straight hairs like your father. So all these are the characters which you inherited from your parents. So fertilization are of two types. It is internal fertilization and external fertilization. In case of internal fertilization, the fertilization will take place inside the body of female. That means zygote formation will take place inside the body of female. That is known as internal fertilization. Internal fertilization will occur in many types of animals or many animals including human beings and some other animals like cows, dogs and hens. Okay. So in case of external fertilization, the formation of zygote will take place outside the body of the individuals. Okay. So it may be in the water medium. So in case of frogs, for example, the fertilization is external. So that type of fertilization where the fertilization take place outside the body of the individual is known as external fertilization. Now we have to study about IVF, that is in vitro fertilization. It is a type of external fertilization where if a female has got problem in her fallopian tube or oviduct, the sperm cannot reach the egg. So in such cases, what the doctor does is they will collect the freshly released egg and the sperm from the father and the mother, and they will keep this sperm and the egg together in the test tube for few hours. That process is known as in vitro fertilization or IVF. So here fertilization will take place outside the body. In case fertilization occurs, the zygote is allowed to develop for about a week and then it is placed inside the mother's uterus. So once the zygote is formed inside the test tube, then again it will be transferred back into the uterus of the mother for the further development. So the complete development takes place in the uterus and the baby is born like any other normal babies. So babies born through this technique are called as test tube babies, and the technique or the method is known as IVF or in vitro fertilization. So external fertilization takes place in case of frogs. So what they do is, in case of spring or rainy season, frogs and toads will move to ponds or water sources, and when the male and female come together in water, the female will lay hundreds of eggs together. Whereas in case of hen, they lay single egg per day, isn't it? Whereas the frogs will lay hundreds of eggs at a time. And these frog eggs are not covered with shells. It is very delicate, but a layer of jelly will hold the egg together and it will give protection for the egg. As the eggs are laid, the male deposits sperms over them. So each sperm will swim randomly in water with the help of its long tail, and they will reach the eggs. The sperm will reach the eggs and the sperms come in contact with the eggs. So obviously fertilization takes place. This type of fertilization where the fusion of male and female gametes will take place outside the body of the female is called as external fertilization, and it is common in most of the aquatic animals such as fish or starfish. So we have to study about the development of embryo. Now, we all have studied about zygote formation. Fertilization results in the formation of zygote, which will begin to develop into embryo. So the zygote divides repeatedly to give rise to a ball of cells. Can you see the zygote here in the fallopian tube or a oviduct? This is the zygote. After the fertilization, it results in the zygote formation. So zygote will divide repeatedly like this. The nucleus of the zygote will divide itself to form many cells within it. So you can see the formation of more and more cells. Here there is only one cell, and you can see 2 cells, 4 cells. Likewise, it will continue to divide to form more cells, and it will reach the uterus. Can you see here in this picture? This is the uterus. The cells begin to form groups that develop into different tissues and organs of the body. As the number of cells increases in the embryo, it forms different structures of the body. Different structures in the sense, it may be the formation of tissues and organs of the body. So when it forms, this structure is termed as embryo. The embryo gets embedded in the wall of the uterus for further development. The embryo continues to develop in the uterus. The development continues, and it gradually develops body structures or body parts like hands, mouth, nose, stomach, all this. And when we can identify the body parts properly in the embryo, then that stage is said to be fetus. So after the complete development of the fetus, the baby will come out of the female's body. The mother will give birth to the baby. So the time is about 9 months for the development of the baby inside the mother's womb.